I've worked this valley for decades, and Gilbert is the city that I have watched surprise more buyers than any other. Sometimes in the best way, sometimes not. The ones who got in early, they know. And the ones who hesitated have a little bit of FOMO. They feel like they're missing out. Or do they? Here are the real pros and cons for 2026 so you can stop guessing and start deciding. Coming in at the number one pro, that is going to be for the town of Gilbert. It really is safety that really stands out. This is one of the safest places to raise a family, not just in Phoenix, not just in Arizona, but in the entire country, especially now that they are almost 300,000 people. It has a very, very low crime rate, big plus. And that's gonna lead us right into number two. The biggest thing that Gilbert is known for is their fantastic schools. Whether you're looking at the public school system or the charter school system, there is a plethora of choices. And with Arizona having open enrollment and allowing people to go to different schools, whatever works for you, whether it's a public school, a private school, a charter school, a Montessori school, and there's a lot of other schools, STEM programs, all kinds of different things. There's even some benefits to being homeschooled in Arizona, and Gilbert is one of the top destinations for schools that really earn hype. Number three is legitimate destination for sure. Gilbert is the center of the universe for the Southeast Valley. You may be like, what? Here's the thing, guys. If you don't live here, you don't really know this. First of all, we don't hang out in downtown Phoenix. Even if you're a Suns or Diamondbacks fan, you're going to be heading into downtown for a game, but it's just not where we normally hang out. It's usually business travel. A lot of the college campuses are down there, and it's mostly rentals, to be honest with you, in downtown Phoenix. So it's just not a place to raise families, that's for sure. And so again, it's not a destination. Now Scottsdale, that's what you're probably thinking. Oh, Scottsdale is like the place to be. Well, it's kind of old. It's kind of westerny. It's kind of uber expensive. A lot of tourists. I could go on and on and on. So what is Gilbert? Gilbert is the new Scottsdale. I know you're probably like, what? How is that possible? Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about it because believe it or not, although those are pros, some of these things can be cons. So that's why you got to stick around for the cons because these are the biggest surprises. Here's the thing. It is so easy to pick out all the amazing things. I wish I could tell you 20 great things about Gilbert because it truly does have absolutely everything from beautiful homes to gorgeous parks to some beautiful farms to outdoor activities to going back to that country like kickback kind of lifestyle. I could go on. But I'm only giving you the top 5, so you can just pretend I didn't tell you all those other great things. The parks for the kids. Oh, I didn't tell you all that great stuff. Let's just jump into, again, the shopping and the legitimate destination. I'll tell you, downtown Gilbert is very cool, but my favorite part is Santan Village. And Santan Village isn't just one little area. It's an expanding area. There's even an area across the street from Santan Village called Santan Marketplace. Is it different? Look, for the locals, we just all call it Santan Village. And outside of Santan Village, which is a walkable outdoor kind of replacement of a shopping mall. So there's all kinds of like big names like Macy's and Victoria's Secret that you're used to seeing in malls, but there's also smaller kind of more boutique-y kind of things and local business owners. Like for instance, Grimaldi's is an amazing local Italian pizza that has the best thin crust pizza you ever did have. And then there's also some really nice fine dining in this area too. So whether you're looking for something casual shopping or you're looking for something high-end, and the same with the food, it's all in this area. But also in the area is all the big box stores. So we're going to be talking about like Marshall's and I can't even think of all of them. TJ Maxx and Home Goods, and there's also a Costco over here and a Sam's Club. There's also Home Depot, there's Lowe's, there's every single thing that you can think of. The best taco shops, the best outdoor patios, some super cool outdoor sports bars. There's a new Whole Foods in this area. There's amazing dog park right down the road. That's what I mean. Like, it's not just all, one name. It's just Santan Village area. It's right down the road from Agritopia, which is a farm and farm to table. And I'm telling you guys, I love Gilbert, but is it all it's cracked up to be? That's what I'm going to share with you in the con, so you can't go anywhere. Let's talk about number 4, and let's talk about the location. I already talked to you about, the destination, like it's like thumbs up, but where is it located and how does that serve you compared to the rest of the valley? Location, location, location. If you've never heard that before, what rock are you living under? This is one of the best locations in the entire valley when you're looking for everything. Okay, so does it have everything within Gilbert? No, but it's within proximity to Gilbert. So whether you're looking at beautiful homes, beautiful communities, home options, Gilbert has everything. It's amazing. The homes there, absolutely gorgeous. They're newer. Gilbert wasn't really much of anything until the year 2000. So in 2026, really the oldest home in this area is 26 years old, with the exception of the older farm homes that usually aren't what people are looking for when they're moving here. But my point is the entire town is relatively new, especially if you're coming from a large metropolitan area. We are newer than LA and San Francisco and Dallas and Chicago and Atlanta and Miami. Like, everything about Phoenix is new. But this particular part of town is also super close to, let's talk about what it's close to. Number 1, Mesa. Some people are like on the fence about Mesa. There's 2 parts of Mesa that I am super excited to share with you. The first one is going to be the Northeast Mesa, which is going to be Salt River for paddleboarding. You also have Saguaro Lake and Canyon Lake that are only about 30-40 minutes away from Gilbert. So if you are a water enthusiast, you're going to love the location, calling Gilbert home. Gilbert and Mesa are right, literally Power Road. On the east side, it's going to be Mesa, and on the west side, it's going to be Gilbert. So the farm that's right across the street is in Mesa, but the proximity is like right there for Gilbert. Get it what I'm saying? There is also Cannon Beach. Like, what? There's a beach? It's not in Gilbert, but it's across the street from the Gilbert boundary. Do you see my point? And you can go surfing. And it is unbelievable that they are bringing this whole kind of lifestyle environment. This is just the beginning. The beginning. There's a hotel already here. There's a bunch of shops and smaller restaurants that are popping in. The beach concept idea at first was a little like, who goes surfing in Phoenix? Well, now Gilbert residents do, but it's in Mesa. So again, that's what I'm talking about, like the proximity. If you are a hiker, biker, if you love to go mountain climbing, if you like camping, you are a hop and a skip for Superstition Mountains. So again, you're in Gilbert, but you have access to all of this stuff. If you are looking for employment, we're talking thousands of high-paying jobs within a 25-30 minute commute of Gilbert. Now, does Gilbert have a large job corridor itself? No, but if you work in parts of Mesa, if you work in parts of even Tempe, even downtown Phoenix, depending on where you're, because the downtown is where you have all the traffic and craziness, right? Well, that remains to be seen. We haven't got to the cons yet. The point is, if you work in downtown Phoenix, Gilbert is super doable. Also, another direction for mountains and jobs is going to be over in Ahwatukee for the mountains and Chandler for massiveness for employment. So again, there's a lot of things within close proximity. If you're looking for horse property, if you're looking for a condo, if you're looking for an apartment, if you're looking for a single family home with a big yard, small yard, if you're looking for new, old, Gilbert has it all. Number 5, really, again, there's so many great things. How do I pick? Well, these are what are important to most people that are relocating. So number 5 is a strong sense of community, family, and faith. And honestly, again, I feel like all of these things should be number 1. But that's one of the things that I absolutely love about Gilbert is that everybody comes together. It is an amazing community. They have 2 different farmers markets now. They kind of split. One of them is now at the Chandler Gilbert Community College, and it's actually in the city of Chandler now, but it's called Chandler Gilbert. So the big one actually moved to that site. And then some people were like, well, we don't want to go over to the concrete parking lot. We want to still have the downtown feel. So now there's still a farmer's market. So now there's 2. And again, the community kind of came together to make this all happen. There's a huge water tower. If you didn't know, if you didn't get the memo, there's a very proud a water tower in the town of Gilbert, and they have all kinds of events. They have movies, they have festivals, they have all kinds of things for the kids at the base of this tower. And they also have a rodeo. There is, again, as populous as Gilbert has become, they haven't let go of their roots, and that is that real country. They used to be known for the biggest hay grower in the country. So once a hay farming town is now becoming one of the most populous and fastest growing towns in America. So again, sometimes when you have this growth, you lose that community feel. The family focus here is insane, and there is a lot of faith-driven activities. There's a lot of house of worship. If people haven't told you, there is a lot of Church of Latter-day Saints churches. In fact, there is a temple smack dab right outside of the Santan Village area I'm talking about. You can't miss it. It's absolutely stunning. So if this is a good thing or a bad thing, just know it's very prevalent in the town of Gilbert, and even throughout the Southeast Valley, whether you're buying in Mesa or Queen Creek, you're going to find that same faith-focused family and community environment. In my opinion, thumbs up. All right, let's get on to the gossipy stuff. This is the cons. This is the stuff that everybody really wants to know. What's the skinny? Well, let's start off with, you're going to pay to live in Gilbert. And I do mean literally, like you're going to pay. There is a lot of different price that you pay, and we're going to talk about, because I feel like all of these are going to be trade-offs. Like, you have amazing things in the town of Gilbert. Some of those actual costs are going to be housing, which is some of the most expensive in the entire Southeast Valley. Paradise Valley is the most expensive part. I think we always forget about it because it's beyond, like, they have a home listed there for $45 million. Like, it's beyond what normal people are looking to buy. Did you know, by the way, that Scottsdale is the #1 luxury market right now in the world? Because, in their opinion, what affordable homes are. Again, I'm talking about uber luxury. Needless to say, we have luxury getting to a whole new level in the Paradise Valley and Scottsdale area. And so people are looking for, they want newer homes, they want luxury homes, and they also want some really nice land. Maybe not mountains right outside their back, but within close proximity. So Gilbert is not surrounded by a mountain range, but you still have some of that open feeling, and there are mountains in the far distance. Gilbert has become the new Scottsdale, and it's the second most expensive area, with Queen Creek, Chandler, and Peoria right behind it, just to let you know. But $1 million feels very different in each of these cities. This is why you got to give us a call, because we don't specialize in just one area. We specialize in the entire valley. So when you talk to somebody that might be like Gilbert specialist, they have no idea what's going on in Verrado and Buckeye, or in Peoria and Vistancia, or Cave Creek, the new community with Taylor Morrison. Here's the thing, guys. This is why we're called Valley Specialists, and very unique. You're not going to find this really with any other real estate team. Let's get back to the video, and enough about me. Here's the thing. You're going to pay for it. We talked about the price. So when you look at the average price, it doesn't look like it's really that expensive. The median price at the time of this video is probably right around the mid 600s, which is, in my opinion, for many people that are moving here, which have higher income brackets, that's super affordable. But then what they get for that 650, they are super, super disappointed. So when you're looking at, like, let's just say single level, 3,000 square feet or more on a third of an acre, new construction, and maybe 4 bedrooms plus an office, or 5 bedrooms, I feel like you can't really fit all that in a 3,000 square foot home. I'm going to say 3,500 to 4,000 square foot home. That home is going to cost you about $2 million in Gilbert. I know, you probably just fell out of your chair, right? Can you get that same home maybe in Queen Creek for $1 million? Yeah. So that's the trade-off. Now, Gilbert, to call Gilbert home, you're going to be closer to everything. Like, for instance, the Phoenix Airport. You're going to be closer to Scottsdale, if that's your thing. You're going to be closer to the freeway system. Queen Creek is kind of starving for a freeway, and Gilbert doesn't have a lot. It does have freeways that go around it, which absolutely helps. And here's the thing. You have the 202 cutting straight through Gilbert. You also have State Route 60 that's at the north top end of Gilbert. If you can utilize that North 202 access up through a beautiful drive through the Red Mountains, which is Mesa, you're going to get up to Scottsdale faster, you're going to get to Tempe faster, and this is for employment. And let me also say, water, here's the thing. If you're going to buy $1 million home, are you really not going to buy in that city or town? Because your water is, in Chandler, it might be $150, but if you live in Gilbert, it's $250. No, it's not going to make that much of a difference. People aren't mass exiting because the water, there is a water situation, not going to lie. And if you have irrigated properties, irrigation where you actually like flood your property, usually twice a month, and that's a little bit different because you're using a lot of water all the time. Here's the thing though. If you're going to be buying in the Gilbert area, this is just one of the, again, cost of ownership in this area. If you want to have these kind of conversation, like how much is an actual water bill, give us a call and I can tell you how to compare it, right? So again, it's not that big of a deal. Again, when you're looking at the totality of everything, the big picture. All right, let's get to the number 2 con. Number 2 con, in my opinion, is the biggest problem Gilbert has today. And it kind of ties in with number 3. Number 2 is traffic. And it's not just freeway traffic. It is congestion everywhere. You cannot be in a hurry in Gilbert and you have to plan for extra time. And here's the thing, guys. You can look, I was at a community the other day and I was like, oh, where's Target? And it's like, oh, 1.7 miles. Cool. Now, I don't know if that's from where the bird like flies over, but as soon as I hit start, it all of a sudden changed from 1.7 to 2.6. Well, okay, I didn't move. How did it change? I want to know who wrote the like who codes for Google Maps. But then when I hit start and it changed to 2.6, it said 14 minutes. Since when does it take 14 minutes to go 2.6 miles? 5 minutes a mile. Oh, maybe I could walk there faster. I think I could get in a golf cart and go there faster. That's just insane. And just I'm telling you, it's not just commute time. It is, these roads are not wide enough. This town did not prepare for the massive growth, not only in that water situation, but in the road situation. So where they have 2 lanes going each way, it should be 3 lanes going each way. And oh, by the way, the town of Gilbert does eminent domain, which the city of Chandler does not. And if you don't know what I mean by that is, if you are a property owner, maybe have one of these, acreage lots, the one that I said was irrigation, the town comes in and says, we need 50 more feet of your land. You're going to donate it to us or you're going to give it to us. We're going to sell it to you, but here's the price we're going to give it to you at. The prices are not what they should be, and there's very little recourse. I'm not going to say that there hasn't been a lot of fights, and some homeowners have won, but won by, instead of getting like $200,000, they got $500,000. Like they still lost their land. And so that is one town that probably will be doing more of this as they need to widen the road. So be aware if you're buying land or where it is. Here's another thing. I saw somebody complain on one of the Facebook groups that they are so mad that they bought this new community and they just found out that there's going to be a huge gas station, like truck stop size, right over their back fence. And it was like, well, how did you not know? I guess because maybe when you come from another state, I was going to say country, you don't know that there are every single hard corner in, I shouldn't say every single, 98% are zoned commercial. And chances are they're going to be gas stations or they're going to be quick stops. Like we have 7-Elevens, we have mostly Circle K's, they're headquartered out here. You could even have a car wash right there on the corner. And so I'm surprised at these homeowners that they don't know that that's potentially what's going to go into the corner. Now, the only thing I can think of is these buyers either A, didn't have a realtor or they didn't use a relocation expert to talk about things that you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. I know that that's normal for Arizona. I also know that's not normal for other states. And so I would have advised my client, don't buy that lot. So again, this is why you got to use us. We're the #1 relocation team in the entire Phoenix Valley. You can call, text, or email, or we make it super easy with modern technology. Here's a QR code. Just scan it. It'll bring you straight to my website. You can sign up for one of my relocation guides, or if Gilbert doesn't work for you, maybe it's just too expensive and too busy, which we're going to get to again. #3, we haven't got to the con yet, but maybe you want to search videos on neighboring cities, because here's the thing. Even if you don't have a Gilbert address, there is one community that actually is half in Chandler and half in Gilbert, called Layton Lakes. So what if you live on this side? Does that mean you can't use Gilbert resources? No, but it means you get a lower water bill. Again, you got to know little ins and outs like that. All right, guys, let's get to #3. You're probably wondering what it is, and that is that the growth is really eating the quiet. And what I mean by that, because I carefully crafted that, growth is eating the quiet. What people loved about Gilbert is slowly chipping away. I feel like it's a lot like California. I'm from California, so I can say this. Where I grew up, was beautiful orchards. And that's what we loved as a kid too, growing up and playing at the creek and the orchards. And then, different summertime, we would have different fruits and different seasons and everything. And that's what Gilbert was. They didn't grow fruit, they grew hay, but I mean, there are some farms nearby. Most of them are in Mesa, which again is right by Gilbert. Point is, Agritopia is there. And Agritopia used to be a massive produce, and they sold off. And they built homes. Now, I have to tell you, Agritopia is honestly one of my favorite neighborhoods. But most people that come here, they see the charm, but they don't like it because the homes are super, super, super like cookie cutter, like puzzle pieces together. There's gorgeous homes here, homes like you've never seen. But if you're looking for space, that's not going to be for you. My point is, though, is that the farms are slowly melting away. And as much as I would love to say it's single family homes, it's mostly apartments. The town of Gilbert has seen over 4,000 apartments that have been built in the last 5 years. And there is more coming, massively more coming. And they look super cool. They remind me of California. I'm from Northern California. I'm from the Bay Area, San Francisco, where there was these massive, like mixed use kind of hard corners. They were more than hard corners. They were almost like little towns within the town. And you have cute restaurants and patios and parks and, the lights, and then the condominiums that were over, on top of the commercial. Well, they're doing that here, but they're apartments, so they're not selling them. And so, again, #1 ranked luxury apartment city beats Scottsdale. And Scottsdale's exploding too. It's insane. The apartments are insane in the greater Phoenix area. I also release a monthly market update. It is not available on public YouTube. If you'd like to sign up for that, you're going to have to scan this little QR code. We get connected and I'll add you to my personal email list. I just talked about this last month. People don't realize over the next 8 years, the greater Phoenix area will see an increase of 450,000 jobs. This was a projection that was done 2 years ago. We are ahead of that projection with all the other companies that are now coming in with some recent changes in California. And so we're not going to have enough housing in 8 years. But right now, to build single family homes, especially in Gilbert, it is extremely costly. So the builders are doing one of two things. Either A, they're giving you itty bitty postage stamp lots, and the homes are just literally like, it's insane. Waterston Central is one of the new construction communities in Gilbert. And for $850,000, did another video on that. You walk out and all you see is house, 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 house. And one of the neighbors has just enough room to have a pickleball court. And so you're going to be outside in your little patio-sized backyard hearing this click, 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 click. I don't know about you, but I don't want to spend $850,000 on that. And then there's another new builder that's phenomenal. And they're building half-acre lots. But the base price starts at $1.5 million. You're going to finish those homes about $2.5 million. That's not everybody's price point. But again, that's what, is happening with the growth eating the quiet. #4 con, if you are anti-HOA, this city has more HOA than any other city in the entire Phoenix Valley. And we are talking major Karens that live in these HOAs. So you better be a rule follower. Now, here's the thing. Does that mean that every neighborhood is pristine? No, but that's why there is a lot of pristine, beautiful, beautiful neighborhoods in Gilbert. But there's also some lawlessness going on. I know I just said everything was safe, right? That's the number one accolade that Gilbert has. But there is a real problem with e-bikes. It's not just in Gilbert, but I'll tell you, it's in Gilbert and Queen Creek. I think it's actually more, it's literally kind of hitting the country, but this is why. The median income is much higher in Gilbert than most of the other cities in the Southeast Valley. Queen Creek is right there with them. These are parents that can afford to buy their children $4,000 to $6,000 bicycles that can go anywhere from 35 to 40 miles an hour. And they just have too much time on their hands. That's what's going on. I'm just saying. Let's just get to the last one and then I'll let you go. Number 5 is the difference once upon a time between Scottsdale and Gilbert was Scottsdale was very uppity, very bougie. You had to compete with the Joneses. And I'm not talking, think about this, guys. There's more second $10 million homes in Scottsdale. So if you are just a couple millionaire, if you have $5 million in the bank, you really can't compete with people in Scottsdale. So you come to Gilbert and then you're like one of the big guys. Well, let me tell you, that $5 million in the bank is really kind of no more, and it's becoming really bougie. So you got to also compete with the Joneses. You're going to need at least 3 vehicles. Mommies are going to need like the big Lexus, with the beautiful tinting and the tires. And then the dad's going to have this humongous like truck, or he's going to have a Tesla. And then you also have to have a sports car of some sort. So again, that is kind of the expectation for Gilbert. I'm totally like exaggerating, but that's a reality, guys. Like it really is. Like restaurants that are going there have Scottsdale prices. You're going to be talking about $15 to $20 for a cocktail. You're going to be talking $200 to $400 for a nice dinner out with the beautiful steakhouses that are opening up in the town of Gilbert. It's just not becoming chill anymore. You're seeing the vehicles, you're seeing the purses, you're seeing what people were avoiding Scottsdale for, and that's why they chose Gilbert. That's kind of now Gilbert. So you really kind of have lost that chill factor if you call Gilbert home. And that to me is sad, because that's what I loved about Gilbert. You gotta give us a call, because you know what? There is a lot of opportunities still in Gilbert, especially in 2026. If you're watching this and you're a local, you got in early and you're like, yay, but I'll bet you're not happy, because what you bought into, let's just say even 10 years ago, is not what Gilbert is today. So although you might be really happy with all that appreciation in your home, it's not the same environment. And most of the people that leave Gilbert are going to Queen Creek, Apache Junction, and Santan Valley. And I know that sounds crazy because it's not the same feel, because again, people think, ooh, Gilbert, right? These are the people that moved to Gilbert before it was all that. So if you're moving into Gilbert now, you don't have to wait for all this. Like it's already there. It's a new lifestyle. It's a new quality of life. But there's a lot of residents that are kind of not happy. I'll be honest with you. Overall, in my opinion, living close to Gilbert is an exceptional opportunity to raise a family, whether you're single, if you're retiree, if you're just getting out of college looking for jobs. Like it is plentiful, and there are so many opportunities here. If you're coming from an area that it's more expensive, that's what it's all about, is where you're coming from and how to, weigh out that trade-off. You just need to give us a call. Let's have a one-on-one Zoom meeting. Let's talk about what's important to you, your time frame, your criteria, your budget. Let's talk about my pros and cons. I'm going to tell you, no filter, girl. I'm going to tell you what it's really like. I'm not going to tell you, oh, it's all beautiful, because some people will tell you that. All right, guys, until next time, make sure you give us a call. Did you call yet?